welcome to the Relatively Friends podcast with Robbie, Kevin, and Joe. Thanks for joining us on this fantastic Sunday morning.
Yeah, it's actually nice out today for once. It's been cold all week.
Has it? It was cold. Well, it was cold Monday, like Wednesday, Thursday.
Friday was somewhat decent.
Friday. I don't even know what Friday was. I had to go on a drive-a-thon on Friday, so that was fun.
A drive-a-thon? The hell's a drive-a-thon? Did you go back down to Phoenix?
No. This was worse.
Worse? Did you go to Canada and back?
No, I had to go to California and back.
Oh, that traffic sucks.
Yeah, so we pretty much went to Temecula, left at 7 a.m. and drove to Temecula, loaded up my truck, and drove back.
What'd you load it up with?
The daughter's stuff. She's moving back, so.
I didn't even know she moved out to California to begin with.
Yeah.
Which one?
The one with the baby, which is both of them. So the one with the older baby.
Yeah, the one with the
older baby. Okay. Mm-hmm. I was about to say that doesn't help.
Yeah,
that doesn't help shit.
So me and the wife and we drove out there and loaded up the truck and drove back, and it was like, I think I just like Amanda just turned around, 5 hours there, 5 hours back, or well, it was like 4 hours there, and like 5.5 hours back because
the traffic coming in on a Friday sucks.
It's not even the traffic; it was the accidents. I've never seen so many stalled vehicles and random ass accidents. Like
as the 5.
Oh, the 15.
15, yeah.
The 15, 15 to 15, whatever, however they split it up. Oops. But yeah, it's like every I think I took a screenshot of it. I hope if I do, I'm gonna throw it up there. But there was literally every like 2 miles there was either a stalled vehicle or an accident for like 50 miles.
That's about right.
And it's like, is this why there's so much traffic here? It's not because like there's a crap load of people, which there are. Is it because everyone's just a fucking idiot?
Well, it's a 2-lane. If someone breaks down in one lane or there's an accident in one lane, everybody has to go into that other one lane. That thing needs to be like 4 lanes wide.
Yeah, but even like the broken down vehicles, it's like we were in traffic. I think it was 17 miles of this one traffic spot before like the accident or whatever it was. And then we got up to this exit, and then it was just clear sailing. It was just people trying to get off on this exit. That was the traffic jam. I'm like, bro, this is stupid. But, that was my Friday.
No one wants to pay to redo that section of freeway.
Oh, you mean to extend it to a 3-lane?
Yeah. I believe Vegas offered to pay for half, and California said no, if I remember correctly.
I doubt we offered to pay for half. I know we bitch and complain about getting it done. We're like, you guys need to do that. But I don't remember. Maybe we did. That's very much possible. I don't think we would, though. Because we were driving back, and I was thinking about it. I'm like, why don't they widen this whole thing? This is stupid. And then I started bridge counting. And I realized...
There's a lot of bridges.
There is a lot of bridges. I did it for probably like 4 miles. And there was 10 bridges in that 4-mile span of like just,
all those stupid random exits.
Yeah, it's random exits. Then like it was mostly drainage. So like, how there's like one side's higher than the other the whole way. One side's a mountain.
Yep.
So all the water drains to the one side. So there's a ton of little, I guess, drainage areas, little bridges for drainage. So they would have to extend all those little drainage bridges.
I always want to go out to Zizix. I heard there's something really cool if you take that exit.
We talked about Zizix too. She informed me of
there's like a hot springs thing out there.
Okay, so back in like the I don't know, I'm gonna butcher this, but from what I remember her telling me, apparently back in like the 60s or a long time ago, 50s, 40s, 50s, 60s, something like that. There's a guy who got a claim out there, who found gold, made a shitload of money, became like a millionaire back in like those days. He was like a millionaire. And then he decided to open a hot springs place, like this whole wellness, like mineral wellness place. And let me see if I can bring it up. There's a Zizix film. Is it? Okay, we gotta look into that later. So this place was like a crazy hot springs healing center on the 15th. Yeah, so it was this crazy healing springs. It had like,
It wasn't like a cult.
I don't know about that part of it. Now it's like a California college like study area or some shit like that. But the guy got essentially the government took his land because of like tax evasion and the usual things that rich people do. They just don't pay their money they're supposed to pay, and they try to get away with keeping their money. But yeah, they took it, then gave it to like to the college like later. So I thought that was pretty cool. But I want to take a trip out there. So maybe we should take a trip out there because you can still go out there. The hot springs are still there, and it's still a thing.
Well, if you want to go, you have to go in like the next couple weeks because other than that, it's gonna be too hot to want to be out there. That's like Death Valley. If you want to take a trip to Death Valley, you need to get it done now.
Bro, I've never been to Death Valley.
Me neither. I've always wanted to go. I heard it's pretty cool.
Really? I don't know if I want to go. I don't know if it's...
Well, the cool thing is you can actually go out there and you can actually see where the sea level is, and you can see actually how far below sea level we are in Death Valley. Death Valley is actually below sea level, like the actual sea level now.
Oh, because of like the rock formations and the staining on the rocks?
No. So there's a guy who went out there and actually measured where the exact sea level is now, like the sea level, like the ocean near California.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you're in Death Valley, you're actually below sea level. I think it's like 100-something feet, if not more, below sea level at Death Valley. So you can actually go out there and like, look, the sea level right now is up there and we're down here. It's one of the few places on Earth that's actually below sea level.
Really? That's pretty cool. That's actually a good question. How many places are below sea level in the United States?
I think that's the only one.
Oh, there's got to be more than that.
Like
I mean, the Grand Canyon's got to be below sea level at some point.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, I didn't even think about the Grand Canyon.
Yeah, I mean, we got...
Also in New Orleans, like that's the reason they flooded. Like,
They're at sea level. That's why.
They're at sea
I
level.
heard somebody describe it as they live in a bowl surrounded by soup, and then it eventually just floods over.
Well, they did have to build that giant wall around parts of it, so that would make sense.
Oh, a giant flood wall?
You got to think the Grand Canyon, that part of Arizona is already like 2,000 to 3,000 feet above sea level. Right now, we're sitting at 2,000 feet above sea level.
Hell yeah, we're in a valley.
Yeah, we're 2,000 feet above sea level.
Mount Charles is what, 3,500 feet? 4,000 feet?
48. At the top, I think. Maybe a little higher. So we're already at a pretty high elevation. You go to Massachusetts, it's 10 feet above sea level. We're 2,000 feet above sea level. That's almost a half mile higher elevation-wise.
Stay tuned for the episode about sea levels. Why am I pointing at that camera? I need to
I don't
point
know.
at that camera.
Well, you kind of pointed at that camera, which is a general one of all of us. Yeah, point at both.
Point at everything.
Yep.
So, Zizix. We should take a trip. That's the moral of the story.
I'm down.
Wife wants to go. You want to go. Now Kevin wants to go.
No, not really.
What?
It doesn't sound appealing.
You don't want to go mess around in the hot springs?
No, not really.
I wouldn't go in the water.
There's co-eds. There's co-eds there.
That would require me going to California.
Well, it's
Every
not,
time I've gone to California, it's fucking sucked. So I don't want to go.
It's technically not like that far
I
in
don't care.
California. I mean, it's just like over the border.
You can,
like,
you can
like
tell
80
when you
miles
cross
over
that
the
state
border.
line. You can just feel it. Like you just know. You're like, ugh.
It's pretty far, I think, isn't it? I mean, I just
It's like
drove it.
It's like 150 miles, I think.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty far for me. To Z, Y. Wait. Z,
ZZY,
Z, X.
You have too many Z's in there.
I'm sure.
Especially in the beginning there.
Google will figure it out. Google's smart enough to know that. And apparently, the guy did it because it was the last letter in the dictionary at the time. I don't know if that's still true.
The last word, you mean?
Yes, last word in a dictionary. Which then I asked, what is the last word in a dictionary? For some reason, we never got to that.
You've never asked us that before in your life.
No, not you. I asked
Oh.
Angie. I'm like, what's the last word? And then we start talking about something else. But now I want to know what the last word in the dictionary is. Z-Y-Z-Z-Y-V-A.
It says yeah.
Zizivia. Sounds like a sweetener. Okay. So I guess I should probably say what that word means, or would someone else like to give us the definition of the word? Where'd it go?
I don't know. They're the one in control of it.
Yeah, how many more pop-ups can we get?
I don't know. It's like real big today.
Yeah.
Usually it's not so many. Is that an insect? It's a fucking
Looks
insect.
like it. It looks like it.
All right, there you go. There's your definition. Someone read it.
It looks like a tick.
It's a South American weevil, often found near palm trees. Was first discovered in 1922. Thomas Lincoln Casey Jr.
Put a picture of it up right there so everybody can see.
of the weevil.
Yeah. Dude, that's the ugliest looking bug I've ever seen. It's only 2 millimeters. That thing's tiny.
No, I think that is 2 millimeters. So
That's,
that
yeah,
makes
that's
it
the scale right there. So it's probably
4.5?
4.5, yeah. I was gonna say 5 or 6.
Mm-hmm.
But
Wow. Yeah, that thing of nightmares. They could see it. I've been integrating
No.
this so people could see what the hell we're doing. Which I don't think it works for the people. I was thinking about it when I was doing it. I'm like, oh, what about the people who are podcast like listening? We don't really elaborate on things all that much.
All right, so describe the insect, Robbie.
It
looks
is.
like a flea.
It does look like a flea.
It looks like a flea with a snout. It looks like an elephant flea. No,
An flea.
an elephant.
An flea?
Yeah, it's got like a trunk and
It's like a flea, huh?
it's got 2 nut sacks on its
No
trunk.
bass guitar, no nothing.
I mean,
Kind of does look like a flea with a trunk, though.
are you forgetting the 2 nut sacks?
Man, that's a long scrotum if those are nutsacks.
I mean, this is the insect kingdom.
How low do your balls hang, dude, if you call that a nutsack?
You never heard those songs? My balls hang low.
Yeah, I have heard that song. I mean, they only really hang low on a nice warm day. Then they get in the way. They stick to your thigh. Then you have to take that nice little wide step.
You don't do
Where
the.
you go like that, and then your wife is like, "What are you doing?" You're like, "My balls are stuck to my leg."
Oh, I don't do the wide step.
You know?
I do the kick out.
See, I
What?
do the kick out too. Like, but you can it's good. Sometimes you got to get in there and move things around, readjust.
Yeah, I do that when I'm sitting, but when I'm standing, it's always the kick out. That's my. What's your go-to, Joe?
A little bit of shift.
A shift?
Yeah.
How does the shift work? You just like,
Yeah.
but how does that work? I don't understand how that works.
I don't know. It just does.
Because I get the kick out.
Yeah.
I get the squat.
I don't do the squat. I just kind of move the leg out and just.
I also don't have super thick thighs like you two do either.
Are you
that a
saying we're
fat
fat?
Saying you're a little hefty, yeah.
Bruh. I deserve that.
No, I do that. And wife is like, "What are you doing?" My balls are stuck. Why? No, don't ask me why they're stuck. They just are. She doesn't get that. Like I said one time, I was scratching my balls, and I was going like this. Mm-hmm. And she's like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "I'm scratching my balls." She's like, "What are you doing?" And I was, you don't understand. When a guy says he's scratching his balls, it's more of a light pinch, and you just kind of rub the skin, the little pinch,
the pinch and twist?
Yeah, the
Yes.
pinch and twist. Yeah, you don't scratch like that. It's not like
Yeah.
a pinch on your arm. You just kind of take a little bit of the sack and just twist it like that a little bit.
I'm sure there are people who do the full-on scratch, and then there's the people who do the cup and grab and
Well,
fondle their own balls.
the other day I had one on the back side of my balls, so I had to lift up, and then I had to take my nails like this and kind of scrape against. And she's like, "What are you doing?" Because I was standing there in the middle of the living room, had my pants down. I was like,
Your poor dogs.
I It was an aggressive itch, and it was on the backside. It was close to the taint too. I was like, "Ugh, I just got to get back there."
Oh yeah, if it's in that bad, it's shower time.
Yeah.
I hop in there. I'm like, oh.
You just think about all the times you've done that too, where you're like, "Oh God!" You just stretch your sack and just kind of take your thumbnail like you're scraping the wrapper off a Starburst, and you're just like, no.
I don't know.
Not
Probably.
Mine's never been that bad. No.
Maybe. I'm sure I have at some point in life. I'm sure every guy has. That's kind of like the part of being a guy. If your balls don't itch, then
You're not a guy.
Yeah.
All balls itch. It's a fact. I speak right now. Just gotta get a little.
right now, huh? Mm-hmm. I'm gonna do the full frontal here and right in front of everybody else.
Yeah.
You know how to blur. You learned it.
Oh yeah, no, I tried to.
Can
I
you make
failed
the
at
blur
it.
really long? Make it look good.
And then put like a little black line behind it. Wait, you're not black. It has to be a
I have never
manila
taken one.
line.
I've never taken one of those DNA tests. I don't know. I could be part black.
Do a DNA test.
No, I refuse to.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to know if I've got half siblings out there that I don't know about. They can stay out there.
How about you? Have you done a DNA test?
Nope.
You should do a DNA test.
Nah.
It's. I've done 2 of them. I did the Ancestry and I did the 23andMe. And because I was wondering, I'm like, well, mainly they were on sale both times because Christmas time, them shits are half price, and you know me, I'm about a deal. So I was like, well, did 23andMe, and I'm like, well, let's do Ancestry. Let's see if it's like they're just lying to us, if it's some bullshit, you know, they just throw some, oh yeah, you're part Irish, and I'm like, I don't know about that. So we did it, and it's like, I would say like 95% the same on both of them. One will be like, oh yeah, you got like 2% like Lithuanian in you, and the other one's like, nah, you're like 0.2% Irish, and I'm like,
Same white people. They just, they're all
Maybe.
the same.
yeah, it's anything's possible. But if I was to say, I recommend doing it.
It's gonna come back European. Just a mix of European countries.
It might. I mean,
He's gonna come back Asian.
you might. It might come back 50% Asian. I'd be like, what the fuck? Then that's more questions.
What if it came back, like, at what percentage black would I be able to say the N word?
51.
51?
51.
All right.
You'll have to carry your documentation around
Yeah,
with you.
be
though.
like, hey, hold on, guys, and just pull it out from my shirt. Be like, no, look. 51.1%. I made that cutoff.
You'd still get jumped.
Oh, I get my ass beat. Nobody would look
They
at
wouldn't even
paperwork.
believe you. They'd be like, that's made up.
They would not look at paperwork.
Nope.
Yeah, no, definitely no one's looking at no paperwork for that. But I mean, I could claim to be Irish now, I guess. Well, no, I don't even know what percent I am of what. I know I'm like 70, 60% Nigerian or something like that, some shit like that, which I didn't even know. I was like, oh, and then Indian, like 30% Indian or some shit like that. So.
American Indian or like India.
No. American Indian.
No.
Like real Indian. So I guess I can get like, those I get a piece of the pie maybe.
What's the percentage?
I think it's like 20 some high 20s.
Oh yeah.
That's your laundry?
Yeah.
Are you doing your laundry while we're doing the show?
It was not supposed to be that loud.
Bro,
It's his house. I mean, what the fuck?
have you that thing's always that is one of the most annoying sounds I think I've ever heard. Like the dryer finishing.
I turned
Like,
that shit off. I
All
turned that
through
buzzer
like
off.
human history, that's probably one of the worst sounds.
That buzzing?
And it's all been the same. And it's only one time. So if you miss that, which I don't know how you would, your clothes just sit there wrinkled. Some bullshit. Dishwashers don't have that annoying ass sound. Washing machines.
Mine
though.
just beeps.
Mine sings a little song. It goes boop 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 boop.
That's what my stove does.
Yeah.
The fuck's your stove singing for?
It lets you know when it's heated up.
Yeah, the oven sings a
It
little
almost
song.
sounds like Star Trek almost.
You
Or
guys
Star
are,
Wars.
You guys are fancy. I feel like I'm in the Stone Age.
Yeah. Upgrade your shit. Get you some singing appliances.
No, don't say that.
Does your fridge do the same thing?
Bro, my fridge, my dishwasher fridge, and my the whole kitchen set came with with the house. It wasn't the baseline model. It was just the next step up because they gave us a free upgrade.
Yep. My fridge sings too and buzzes.
Does nothing. Nothing does anything. I'm pretty sure the dishwasher doesn't even make a noise. It might beep. It beeps. I think it beeps. Maybe. But the light goes from red to green. That's all I need. You got like one that sings. You got one that plays like rap for you.
I can turn mine on with my phone. It's Wi-Fi enabled and everything.
That's my
stove,
washer dryer like that.
My stove, microwave, dishwasher, and fridge are all
Yeah.
Wi-Fi. My fridge keeps like a record of like the food that's in your fridge for you.
And he talks about being broke. I wonder why.
I had to buy a new fridge. The other one shit the bed.
What about the other stuff? You said everything's Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
That's expensive. It's like a premium to get that little Wi-Fi shit in there.
We bought it all brand new when we bought the house.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. Okay, I'll give you a pass on that.
The stove was destroyed. The dishwasher was broke, so we had to replace everything.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Part of buying a house sometimes, unless you build brand new like you did.
Yeah, but now everything's like I already had to do the I talked about the AC unit.
Mm-hmm.
That had to get replaced, and now the air handler is probably gonna have to go at some point. I mean, that's almost 13 years old. We had the guy come out and he took a look at it. He's like, showed me the picture. He's like, yeah, so we need to do all this stuff, and this is gonna break, and you're leaking oil from here, your motor's leaking, and this, that, the other thing. And then he's like, so here's what you need to do. We need to get you to seal your ducts. And I'm like, what? But all this shit you just showed me seems to be the problem. He's like, yeah, but if you seal your ducts, it'll just work better. I'm like, why does this not make sense to me? They try to sell you some crazy shit, like sealing your ducts when you need like a new fucking motor. Like if my motor is leaking, eventually what happens when something's leaking oil forever?
It's gonna freeze.
Yeah, so why wouldn't we just not replace the motor? I don't know. That was the other company. I have a company I use that's really good. Really, really good. I love it when they come. Let me tell you a story. So, guy comes out, he's like doing my AC. I'm like, yeah, this it never gets cold downstairs. It never gets hot. It just always seems to be upstairs. He's like looking at it. He's like, here's your problem. Your dampener's broken. It's it just the screw's broke. It's like doing like a thing like this. It's not actually opening. Just the motor mount's moving. I'm like, oh, that's been like that since we bought the house. This is like 7 years later. I'm like, oh, how much does that run me? He's like, oh, probably switch this out, probably $1,000. Like, bro, anything you could do about that? He's like, give me a second. He reaches in it, grabs his drill, grabs like some screws. He's like, twists it, gets some bubble gum, throws it on there. Yeah, that'll probably hold you for a couple of years. Just let us know when you're ready to replace it. I'm like, what's that cost me? He's like, you're good. You're good, man. I'm like, bro, you're the best. So, best company ever. I wish I could. I mean, I don't know if I want to. They have a different name now. Whatever. I'm not gonna bring them up on the show.
That's the worst thing about owning a house is everything to fix it is never fucking cheap.
Yeah.
And if you don't have a savings account or you're broke, you're taking out like a mortgage out in your home to fix your AC.
You mean refinancing?
Refinancing, yeah.
Or a equity line of credit. What's it called?
Mm.
A HELOC.
Something like that. You
Home equity line of credit.
You take the loan out on whatever your equity is, yeah.
Yeah, owning a home is
bullshit.
I guess it depends on when you bought your home. If you bought it like, let's erase 2000 to 2008, and then if you bought it after 2018 to now, well, probably 2019 to now, you're hating life probably, maybe. Not hating life, but it's a lot different when something breaks. Because, like, I bought it in 2012. Like, I pay substantially less in mortgage than, like, if you were to buy the same house right now.
Your mortgage is like $3,000.
No, your mortgage is like $4,000. Yeah, I mean, my mortgage is like $1,500 on like a 15-year, which is like, I'll be done with that shit in like 10 years, just like throwing money at it. But if you're like a 30-year now, it's probably like a ridiculous amount of money.
I bought mine at a decent time, at least.
Yeah, both of you bought like way later. Yours is a pretty decent time. Yours is a pretty decent time too, I think. So
Yeah.
you got the lower interest rate. What's your interest rate ish?
4, I think.
Oh, so you're good.
2.
You're good. 2.5. I'm good.
Yeah.
We won't see those interest rates in our lifetime again. Those 2s and maybe 4. We might get back down to 4s.
It's at 14 now.
It's not at 14. Get the fuck out of
It's
here.
like 14 or 7.
There's
it's like 7 to 14. It's up there.
No way it's at 14. There's no way.
I know it's pretty high.
There's no way. There's no way. Rocket Mortgage is pretty good about it. I usually go to Wells Fargo. Bro, they're trying to get me to sign up for some shit. Get out of here.
You can't just look up the freaking current mortgage rate.
Yeah,
Interest rate?
you click on the right link, or else it gives you. See, it gives you some bullshit.
That's everything now, though.
They want to send you 10 emails a day for the next 5 years.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. Maybe it was one of you fools, but somebody put my information in on a
On a what? Because I don't.
on a I don't know insurance site, one of those insurance sites. I've been getting insurance calls forever now.
I get
They're
those
like,
all the time, too.
We need to insure your 2018 Infiniti Q50, and I'm like, I ignored him for a while, and then I just started like, answering him and be like, bro, let me tell you something. I don't need no damn insurance. I don't have an Infiniti Q. Can you just like stop calling me?
Somebody else probably they just entered your information. They do that to my wife all the time. But it's been the same guy. The first guy, it was a guy named Wendell.
Yeah,
Now it's a guy named Anthony, because now she keeps getting calls from dealerships about the car loan, and I say he should be like, here, send me all the information, this email address. Be like, yeah, this interest rate's kind of low. Can we jack this interest rate up a little bit? Can I really want to? Because the first guy, I actually think he was getting calls because I think he went AWOL too from the military.
Really?
Yeah. She was getting all kinds of calls with this dude named Wendell.
Well,
And Wendell was in some shit. Now Anthony's in some shit too. I think he owes a lot of people a lot of money.
I always get calls, and they call me Michael. And they'll send me text messages. Hey, Michael, this is about to expire.
Oh,
Like, you get the wrong number, dude.
during this last election cycle, I kept getting text messages for some chick named Dominique.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, I had my name on it. They
Yeah.
asked for me by name, so somebody was playing
No,
panic
I-
or some shit. Okay, so Bing sucks ass. I'm gonna say that right now. That shit is fucking stupid. I couldn't find shit. I typed it in like 3 times. It took me to ads. Go back to Google. It's like, oh, here's your information. So current 6.4 for 15, 6.8 for a 30. So, but that's not what it is. So you know how it goes. That's like the base, and then every
based on your
company, every bank adds like 2% to that,
add your
and then you can buy down to get to that rate. So it's some bullshit. But yeah, that's pretty high. So it's probably like 7 or 8%.
then you have to go off your credit score too. That will affect it.
But everything will affect it now. They got stingy with the lending, and what I'm hearing, can't even get a car loan.
So I learned the other day that around 40% of the homes in the Valley of Las Vegas is owned by corporations.
Yeah,
That's a high percent.
yeah. This was a hot spot for all those companies to come. Those rental places, or a lot of like a AMH or something like that, or like one of those companies. They own a lot of homes and they rent.
It's a lot of 401k companies that buy it too.
Yeah, it's a lot of out of.
And most
I don't know. Huh?
Most of them are out of California.
Yeah,
Corporations that buy.
I would say it's a lot of. Okay, let me tell you a story. So when we were looking for a house back in whatever it is, 2011 or whatever the fuck that was, we put an offer in on probably, I don't know, 20 some homes. And we got beat out by cash offers 20 something times. So pretty much every home we put an offer in, we got beat out. And this isn't against a slight or anything, but I will say this. Multiple times we would pull up to a house to look at it, and around the same time, like people, they do showings around the same time back then. A van would pull up, and a bunch of Asian dudes would hop out in suits, look at the house, and hop back in the van and just take off. And then we couldn't, like, every house was like, oh, they put a cash offer in. That's why I ended up having to buy a brand new house, because at that time, 2011, 2012, there was
That's when the market was low.
It was low. Like every house you went to, unless you had cash, they weren't even like entertaining it. They're like, oh, we could take cash for this? Get out of here. So the market's screwed. I think they should. Me personally, I think they should limit the amount of homes you can have. And
As a corporation, yes.
Well, as a corporation, it should definitely be limited. But as an individual person, it should be limited too. Because at this point, like, everyone complains about, oh, these kids are lazy. They don't want to buy anything. They're just wasting their money on this. It's like, if you make $100,000, let's say you luck out, get out of school, you're making $100,000, you still can't buy a house. You can't do anything because you're paying what, $2,000 in rent. You're paying $400. You're still young, so you're paying $400 a month or I don't know what it is, a lot a month in car insurance. I mean, you're trying to buy your first car. Nice. You're gonna buy.
Cars are expensive.
Insurance
is through the roof if you're under 25.
Yeah. So how do you save money when you can't even like do the bare necessities? Like, it's still your full income to do anything.
You can't.
And then like the older generations, like, oh, we were able to do all this stuff and buy homes. Yeah, when you're making $1,000 a month, but your home's $40,000.
So I actually watched a perfect video on that the other day. It was a young kid complaining. He goes, "You older generation think we're lazy and we spend all our money on luxury items."
Mm-hmm.
He's, well, you got to think back in the day when you guys were working in the 80s, you could buy a house between $20,000 and $40,000, like you said.
Mm-hmm.
So your mortgage, when they're making $30,000 a year, their mortgage is only $200 a month.
Mm-hmm.
But to buy a TV was like $3,000.
Oh yeah, I think I saw that.
And
luxury items.
Yeah, so you can go buy a TV for $100 now.
Mm-hmm.
And all your luxury items are cheap, but to buy a home is like 3 times what your monthly income is.
Yeah. Yeah, you could go to Disneyland for like $100 for a family of 4 back then.
Yeah. They're like $180 per person now.
Now it's like, I don't know, $3,000 maybe for a family of 4 to go to
for a weekend
for like a 2-day pass. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because wait, no, that doesn't make any sense.
It's about $180 a person right now,
It's
or about $130 a person, I think.
So let's say you do a 2-day park hopper. Let's say you do a 2-day single pass. Was it like $250 or something?
Yeah, per person.
Per person. So you're in $1,000 just in
The tickets.
the tickets.
Hotel in California is $400 a night for a cheap one.
So 3 nights there, that's $1,000. So you're already at 2 to get there. Let's say you don't live in driving distance. That's another $1,000. So you're at 3 right there. Food.
And if the kids want
4.
any gifts or anything, you're looking at like $5-6 for a weekend at Disneyland.
Yeah, you're looking at $5,000. I went for like a day and it was like $1,000.
That's about right.
We went to Disney World, so that was fun. Fuck shit.
So the younger generation can't afford homes, but they can afford all the luxuries because they're cheaper.
Yeah, they can't even afford rent.
No.
Well, there's more luxuries now too.
Yeah, they're more accessible.
Yeah, it's like,
But homes
now
are
everybody
not
has
attainable whatsoever.
every home has multiple computers.
Yeah, back then a computer
Jesus.
was like $6,000 for if you
Yeah.
could afford a computer, you
And
were
nobody-
considered rich.
If anybody had a computer, they were the richest person I knew in the world. Like that was, I remember when you had the old rear projection.
We're talking early '80s. You weren't even born then.
The
No,
old
no,
rear
no, 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 no,
projection
no. I'm
TVs
talking-
were
Bro, you're not that much older than me. Get out of here. You were in diapers, pooping yourself when I was born.
When were you born?
83.
I was 3. I wasn't in diapers.
He was a late bloomer.
No.
Pooping pants. You're only, what, a year older than me? 2 years older than me?
I was born in 81, 2 years.
2 years? You were definitely pooping your pants. See, you guys were still babies. Talk to me about no. When you were born.
You gotta think when
We have a better recollection of the 80s too.
yeah, because
Bro, I remember Johnny 5. That's about all I remember from the 80s.
Yeah, see, exactly.
Yeah.
What people get wrong about the 80s, it wasn't neon. Everything was fucking brown in the 80s.
unless you lived in California,
They had that fake wood paneling on the walls. Couches were brown. Your mother's fucking ashtray was this big around.
Couches weren't brown.
Oh yes, they were.
They were brown with plastic on them. Everything had plastic on it.
Or they had
That's how you knew your grandmother was a squirter.
or they had or they had flower patterns on them.
Everything had flower
You
patterns.
didn't see neon stuff unless you were in like the West Coast. I think
Yeah.
that was where the neon came from. Was like California or like Florida area where you had all the
Yeah.
beach people. If you lived in the Northwest, everything was still that wood panel stuff from like the 70s, and we still had shag carpets.
Shag carpet. I had that, yeah. And it was just,
I think that neon, all that cool looking neon stuff that everybody says from the 80s was like the new stuff being built in California at the time.
I do remember shag
a lot of
carpet.
chicks didn't wear spandex. They wore those fucking god awful mom jeans with no back pockets, where their fucking waist was underneath their tits.
Again, we didn't live in a warm enough climate, I think, for them to wear that stuff.
Yeah.
You were talking about the 80s. The first thing that pops in my head is Teddy Ruxpin.
Teddy Rux fucking pin.
Dude, that thing was awesome.
I had a Teddy Ruxpin. Teddy Ruxpin and a Littlefoot. Those were my favorite stuffed animals.
Put a Metallica tape in them.
I was going to say, I always put the Eye of the Tiger in and watch him play Eye of the Tiger.
Bro, Teddy Ruxpin was solid. I'm surprised they haven't made another one. I mean, I guess this generation
It's out of date.
wouldn't really.
They tried it with Furbies, and those things got banned.
We had Furbies. What was that?
That was 90s, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Furbies.
Yeah.
What
I remember, like,
But they weren't as cool, though.
I never had one. I don't even think my brother had one. He's much younger than me. And my wife had one when she was younger. And she said the thing would just start talking in the middle of the night.
See that white one right there?
Mm-hmm.
I still have that in my closet.
Why?
I don't know.
You know, you need to answer that.
Does it still work?
Yeah.
No, that's solid.
The original ones are worth a little bit of money. I could probably get $800 for it.
That was the precursor to the NSA spying on you.
Right?
That was the first thing because they banned those things in hospitals
Why?
because it recorded things, patient confidentiality.
Yeah.
Oh, I never really cared about them. They were kind of just
I
like
never cared about it neither, but I heard all that shit.
It
It was always
it learns from you.
Yeah.
The more you talk to it, the more it
How
learns.
did it learn from you in 1998?
I don't know.
Bro, that's some crazy technology.
Don't look at the technology back then because you'd be like, this is buster ass shit. But in the 90s, it was high tech shit.
That thing? Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I remember the graphics on the first PlayStation. I was blown away.
Sonic was awesome.
I remember playing Madden on the first PlayStation. I was like, holy shit.
Oh yeah, those boxes,
Yeah.
those polygons. What was that? Madden.
I know Madden
95?
94, 95.
No, can't be 95. Madden 95 was Sega, so it must have been Madden 97.
Maybe.
Madden 97.
Yeah, look how good that
There you
graphics
go,
were.
PlayStation. Yeah, I don't think
that's
Madden.
the one I had, 97.
You can get $5.
They made so many of those though. Those games never kept its value.
No sports games ever keep its value because it's out of date.
It's out of date, yeah.
Yeah.
By the time, I mean, because what just came out? MLB 2K
Yeah,
just came out. Within 3 months, there's going to be so many copies on the shelf.
yeah. Madden
Well,
'96 was
they don't
still.
make any games on disc anymore. You just download them now.
Damn, that's a good memory. What? Yeah. Well, no, you could. Yeah, we talked about this, right? How
you really
all
can't.
games are not really on a disc. The disc is just a way to get it to your hard drive.
But you go from playing Tecmo Bowl on the Super Nintendo to that, and you're like, holy shit.
Bro, I used to play Game Breaker. Game Breaker.
I like the Mutant Football one. That was fun as hell to play. Do you remember that
Game
one?
Breaker. What was that? Game Breaker PlayStation?
NFL Blitz.
That one, the funnest sports game I ever played
Yeah,
was,
Game Breaker.
what was it, NBA Jams?
Yeah, NBA Jam.
That was a motherfucking great game.
What?
NBA Jams. On
I
Super
still
Nintendo.
play that.
Yeah,
on,
that game fucking rules.
Xbox. NBA Jam was so. Oh, why'd I put an E? NBA Jam. We should buy an NBA Jam arcade.
Jesus, we'll never get anything done.
We should do a retro show and just play retro games. Just stream it. I think that would be fun.
We do have a Twitch account.
We do have a Twitch account, and we can do the streaming. It wouldn't
That
be
game fucking ruled so much.
Yeah, it was so good.
The game was addicting.
Yeah. So me and my friends, we would lose hours on that thing.
You know what game I used to play and I was super Pa Rappa.
The rapper?
Oh,
Rapper.
rapper.
Yeah.
The rapper.
That game was solid. Oh, that game was so good.
Kick, punch, it's all in the mind.
If you want to test me, be fine. Yeah, boy. And then Jammer Lammy was the rock version of it, which was, I think that was actually a better game. I used to own a copy of all those, but
If you're young, you have no clue what we're talking about right now.
yeah, they probably don't. Let's accept them cookies, bro. Yeah, Power Rapper the Rapper.
Sealed $90 for PlayStation.
Oh, PSP.
Yeah.
Yeah, those don't exist anymore. Bro, we need to get a copy and play that shit.
What?
Power Rapper the Rapper.
I never liked that game that much.
What type of human are you?
Huh?
That was it's pretty much just hitting the buttons at the right time.
It was. It was the precursor to pretty much every game that musical
Rock Band.
game. Yeah.
Yeah.
That and Jammer Lammy, I feel, were the two that set it off. Jammer Lammy really made it popular because it was like you're playing on the guitar, but then they were like, oh, let's just give you a guitar instead of using the controller. And then we got the plastic instrument phase of our lives.
Do they still make that? Do they still make Rock Band stuff?
Yes, they do.
Do they?
Didn't you buy some Rock Band stuff? Didn't you buy some Rock Band stuff?
Me, no.
I don't think they still.
Well, you can actually connect live instruments to Rock Band.
I have the guitar game that teaches you how to play guitar, Guitarsmith, where you literally play on a real guitar. I actually got pretty decent at playing guitar for all of like 6 months. Then I stopped practicing. Now I suck again. I don't know how to play. You know, them calluses.
Yeah, you got to build them up if you don't. It hurts your fingers.
You gotta build them calluses, bro. I don't. Yeah. Yeah, that's wait, why is it giving me
Those
this?
are just because you just put Rock Band.
Yeah, you put game.
Yeah, that's
Just a bunch of hair metal bands.
right. Man, we could get a Rock Band. I'm sure you can get it off eBay for a fairly good price, and then we could play some Rock Band.
No, that stuff's still expensive as all hell.
Is it?
Yeah, probably. I don't know. We're hitting a recession, so
People selling everything.
everything is down. I've been on Facebook Marketplace. People are fire selling shit that was like 20 grand last like few months ago, 15, 12. They're just like all the toys.
They can't afford it.
They are ejecting their toys like no tomorrow. I'm like, damn. Makes me want a new side by side.
Anybody who wants to get rid of their hot rod cars and stuff like that, the wife's like, it has to go. We can't afford it.
Yeah, there's been this $150,000 Mustang that's been on there for like 2 years now. It's pristine. I don't know if it's a scam or if it's real, but
Depends on the model, if it's worth it or not.
oh, it's one of the it's like a 67 like Mach whatever.
Oh, the Mark 3s or the Mark 2s
Mm-hmm.
or Mark 1.
Yeah, it's solid. $300 for the full set.
I'm gonna go with no thanks on that.
I mean, we can get the full set.
$265.
But we get everything.
I told you it's so expensive for it.
We-
These
get
people are out their fucking minds.
Well, the whole set was still $200 back in the day.
Yeah, exactly. Back in the day. We are now in the year of our Lord 2025. That's no way it should be that expensive. Like you said, the recession, just give it a little bit of time. You can probably bargain with these people.
Go on Facebook Marketplace. You might find it cheaper.
Start haggling with people.
All right, well, that'll be for another time when we decide to do something. So
Or you can barter your shit. Be like, I'll give you this for that. Ah, see? He's
Do that.
thinking.
You have enough stuff in your garage.
Yeah, you can just go through your garage and just whatever your eye sees first, you can just be like, I'll trade you this for that. And somebody will be like, all right, I got you.
I should be one of those. I should try to be one of those guys that are like, went from a pin to a Corvette. And then
Yeah, I was about to say, you could probably barter your way to that Mustang you want.
Could you imagine? all right, guys. Here's a video from a. What would be something really good?
I watched someone go from a paperclip to a freaking Ferrari. I watched them do it through a whole year.
I mean, I guess in a year's time, you don't have a job, you don't have anything to do, but just try to barter.
Yeah, he started off with a pink paperclip, and by the end of a year, he had a Ferrari, just by trading out.
I mean, it's possible because everyone values things differently. I don't think I could. I don't have the patience or time to
Go for the hunt.
dedicate a
Yeah.
year to.
Well, he videotaped the whole thing, so he
and-
probably made a lot of money.
and we don't-
What was the first trade, though? Who was the person who's like, I really need that paperclip?
He went
I
and traded.
need-
He
Probably like an office worker. Or
I need to temporarily put these two pieces of paper together.
He went and traded for something like retardedly stupid, but his like third or fourth trade was a brand new like one of those the mixers. What like the
stand mixers.
The KitchenAid
No,
mix.
the KitchenAid mixers.
Yeah, stand mixer.
That's
So
just, you know,
that thing was,
Well-
he traded like something really cheap for a $300 mixer that was brand new, still in the box.
Okay.
some
that
people
makes
don't
sense.
need like. What if you already had like two of them,
That's
and you have a third one here, and you're like, I just don't. Whatever, take it, dude.
That's basically what happened. It
Yeah,
was sitting in the
see?
garage for like ever in a box.
See, we
Yeah.
have one of those, and we use it all the time. I would never trade that thing unless it was
Yeah.
for a brand new one.
So that was like a big trade for him. Then he just kept going up from there. I was like, that's ridiculous.
True.
Hell, you could trade that Ferrari for a freaking small house.
No way, man.
Nah, I
You'll
don't think.
get far more pussy with the Ferrari than you will a house. I'm telling you.
Well, I don't need pussy. I need.
Yeah, well, if you don't have a
Another
house,
house.
what? Like, I'd rather have the house than a Ferrari.
Actually, I prefer the Ferrari.
Yeah, see, exactly.
Really?
Ferrari's way more balls.
Just so I could just drive around. I just drop my kid off at school.
You ever bring somebody to your house? You're like, yeah, this is my house, and they're like, oh, and be like, this is my whip. And they're like, oh shit,
go
oh damn,
Go pay
they're
for
way more impressed with a Ferrari than they are just a fucking
Go
house.
pay for the oil change on a Ferrari.
I don't
I
give
do
a
that
fuck.
shit myself.
Yeah,
No, you're not.
I'll figure it
foreign
out.
cars,
You're gonna have to go buy all the special tools from Ferrari.
Have you met me? I look around you. Oh, what do we need to make this work? Let me see if I can find it.
You won't find it.
No,
Those things have to be hooked up to computers.
a
the oil
lot
change.
of that stuff people they find it, or they find like an old laptop with it on it. It pops up here and there. I've seen it happen.
Your brakes will cost you $30,000.
Detroit Axle, baby. Detroit Axle. I'm sure they make some. And that's the other thing about all these like Ferraris and all these cars. They all use like normal parts. Like they use like Chevy parts and like
No, they
normal.
don't.
Bro, I've watched enough repair videos where those guys are like, "Well, I need this genuine Porsche part." And
Porsche's a little
well,
different.
no, even
It's
Ferraris.
still expensive, but
The dude
a little
Mark,
different.
who is it? Mark Armstrong? Mark Armstrong, who does like the repairs in England. He repairs all like super high end cars. I can't tell how many times that dude's been like, I need this like $900 part. Looks at it. Oh, I found it at a junkyard off a Fiat 2 or some bullshit for like 7 cents. it works just fine. I'm like, this is crazy. Unless it's like a very customized part, it's usually off a different car. Because they can't build all their own parts for this, the 300 specialty cars they're making, the 2,000 car run of Lamborghinis they're making. They're not going to just have every single part design. They're going to be, oh, we need a turn signal controller. Just get it, get this cheap one that, there's millions of off this like Ford Focus or something.
Maybe.
Trust, make it work. If not, we rewire it. It just has to look like a Ferrari, right?
True. You might as well just do
Well, I mean, and the performance matters too in a Ferrari.
As long as it drives and looks like it.
If it looks like a Lambo and it drives like a Ford Escort, I'm gonna be fucking pissed.
Nah.
No, I'll be fucking
a
pissed.
kit car.
Yeah.
They just took the
Just a
Lamborghini
kit
body
car,
and tossed
yeah.
on a Fiero frame.
If I just had a fucking Lambo body, no way. Like, I've seen people do that.
You could do the old Countachs for like 20,000 and toss it on a Fiero frame, but you have a Fiero
Yeah.
motor in it.
Those are the Lambos you see at McDonald's.
Yes.
Let's pull our money and get a Lambo. That's what the
No. 'Cause with a
semi-rich do. They
With-
pull cars.
With a car that fine, I'm not sharing.
You're gonna
I
drive
don't-
it every day?
If I had a Lambo, I wouldn't let none of you peasants in it. Straight up.
Wow.
I would drive by, I would honk the horn, give you guys the finger, and then roll off.
Wow.
Yep.
What a friend.
And you'd be like, "Can I get a ride?" I'd be like, "Yeah, in your car."
What a friend. Now I know. Now I know who's my real friend.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm watching you too, man. Keep your damn 30 fingers off my Lambo.
I know. I'm gonna show up with a Lambo one day and come like, yo, let me go for a ride. I'll be like,
No, because
Peasant.
I remember this. I'd be like, "That's a smooth Lambo, man. Don't let nobody touch it, especially me."
yeah, you'd probably crash it.
No, I wouldn't crash it. I'd probably take it. I'd probably steal it.
I mean, that's what insurance is for, right?
Yeah.
Well, depending on the model, you can get some for under 100,000.
Yeah, just depending.
You can get a lot of things.
They have base model Lambos. I think that's what you get too, unless you have like a good purchase history.
You know what I want? I want a Lotus Emira. That is the car I fucking want. If I was to buy a brand new supercar, this would be the car I'd buy.
They're pretty cool.
It's sweet.
I'd go with the older ones from the 80s.
I'd just buy a brand new one. You can get one for 110, brand new, right out the back, brand spanking new. Plus tax.
Lotuses aren't that expensive.
They're not. That's why it's great. I mean, I do want a Corvette. That's like my ultimate car, but those are coming down in price. Like I've seen a lot that were like 70. Now they're like 65, 60. People are kind of shaving off that premium because they're realizing,
Well, it depends on what model. You get the base model at cheap, but if you want like the
nah, I don't want any
the
of that
good
shit.
one,
I don't want any
you're
of that
still
shit.
over 100,000 for them.
I don't want any of that shit. I don't want to go
The-
fast. I'm not going
The
fast.
V12 I saw at the dealership, that was still $165,000, I
Yeah.
think, for that one.
The Stingray.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Stingrays look different too. They get a little bit more curve to them than the other Corvettes.
That was. I think I took my truck in to be serviced, and I talked to the guy who sold me my truck. I was like, "Hey, Rich, what are the chances I can test drive that Corvette?" He's like, "Don't even think about it. It's not gonna happen, buddy."
You probably have to put like a $10,000 deposit
Yeah, he's
down
like-
just in case.
He's like, "It ain't happening." I was like, "What if you drive and I just sit in it?" And he's like, "No, not happening, dude. Get out of
So
here."
you can get one for a 2020 Stingray for a 70? 80? We'll say 80. 70,000. I mean, that's no different than buying a brand new truck.
Pretty much.
So if your insurance is a lot higher, that's what kills you is the insurance on
I
those.
don't know. I mean, I'm sure I don't think my
The
insurance
sports car, it's a completely different rating.
it can't be any more than my Elantra.
Oh, it will be.
I don't know, dude. Those Elantras, those new Elantras, because they have that issue, that is the most expensive car on my insurance. Is that stupid ass Elantra? It's like twice as much as any other car, and they're like, well,
Is it the
they're not
high
even.
theft? Is it the
It's a
high
high
theft?
theft. Yeah, they don't we don't even insure them anymore unless
Yeah.
you already have a policy. We won't.
Them and like Kia Optimas or something like that.
Yeah,
High
yeah.
theft rates.
High
No,
theft
the
rate.
Kia Souls. Those are up there too.
Are they? I didn't
Yeah.
know the Kia
Yeah,
Souls were.
so yeah, you're right. A lot of Kias and Hyundais are uninsurable at the moment, and they're going through like lawsuits and shit. So I get that. But yeah, I pay a fucking premium for that thing. And it sucks. I hate it.
I'd rather have that Corvette.
Nah.
See, my dream one, you guys may not think it's much, but my dream one would be an 81 Stingray.
I like the 81 Stingrays. Those
Yeah.
are awesome.
It's
You can buy them cheaper too.
Yeah, it's the last time I looked. I mean, this was like 10 years ago. I found one for like 18 grand.
Yeah, you can buy them with a 20.
It's not that expensive. It's just that it's not a very practical car.
None of this is practicality,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
What are you
No.
talking?
Especially well at the time, we were trying
these
to
are
have
fun
kids and
items.
everything. It's like, what am I gonna do with a Corvette that only seats 2 people if we have kids? Like, get out of here.
See, I like the 80s and the 70s Corvettes.
Yeah.
I like their body styles.
I mean, those are probably pretty cheap.
Yeah, depending.
Yeah.
Some of the 70s will cost you still in the 50, 60 range if you want them fully restored.
Yeah, probably.
Anything in the 80s, though, you can get a lot of the 80s ones. 80s up to like 95, you can get them for under like 10 grand. So for some reason, that model didn't do too well to see threes or to see floors.
I just assume they made a bunch because I always see them for sale for probably like 16,000, like fully drivable, decent shape. Like you don't want like a
See, like that's awesome body style.
like 20 grand. And this looks
Yeah.
like it's in really good shape.
That's
like
not terrible at all.
so I was like 15, 16. That's not the end of the world.
That's the 70s.
Well, these are just one. No, this 80s. That's an 80s.
Well, they changed the body style, I think 82 or 83, and they went to that weird body style where the hood opens up. That was like the most undesirable body style.
All right. So Kevin, go get yourself your Corvette.
Yeah, see that one right there?
the one on the bottom, the white one.
This one.
No, the one above the white one.
This one, the one that's
Yeah.
Of course, Joe picks the one that's 80 grand.
Yeah.
But click what model is
I mean, there was brand new ones we saw.
It's a
For that same
V8
price.
6.3 liter, professionally built, supercharged stroker
why.
engine. Yeah, so it's
you're paying that engine alone's probably like 20 grand.
yeah, but you can't see where the fuck you're going.
Yeah. See that supercharger alone's like 10,000.
What? Why? Can't drive it in rain. Probably overseat heat. Driving it here in Vegas. Like, come on now.
Yeah, but
Side
think
pipes.
about
Look at the side pipes on that. See,
think
that's a nice
about
car.
all the old dudes that'll come up to you and just want to talk to you for no reason. Then
With
other
having
you
that
have that
car.
car.
And
Yeah.
you know exactly what happened. They'd be like, "Oh yeah, I see you got it." I'd be like, "Yeah, that's cool. I bought this and just kind of I don't know anything about cars.
Yeah.
It just looked cool."
My wife wants a Camaro, and I was like, we're not getting a Camaro. And I was like, you don't know shit about cars. And she's like, yeah, I know. That way when old guys talk to me, I can be like, I just like the color and bought it. And just,
Oh God, they'll hate her.
no later, yeah, I know.
What is it with women and Camaros? My
I
wife
have
loves
no
Camaros
fucking
too.
clue. I was like, you can't handle a Camaro. It's too much power for you. You will
can get
fucking
the-
wrap
you
that
can get
thing
the
around.
six
I'm about to say you get a 6, but why would you get a 6 when you get an 8?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So okay,
Pull up an 85 Corvette real quick. I think those are the C4s.
an 85 Corvette.
I think they're called the C4 model. Yeah, those model are so hated. You can get them really cheap.
Yeah. And I mean, it's not that good. It's not that. I mean, it's a Corvette.
You
but
sure?
To me, it looks like a Corvette in name only. Like, it's not that sexy of a car. That fucking the 81 just had those curves to it that just made it look so fucking good.
Go get one. 10 grand. Boom.
That's what I mean. Those ones are cheap.
An V8, baby. Do it, Kevin. Do it. Do it, Joe.
I don't want an 85.
Does it matter?
Yes, it does matter.
In the Corvette world, yes.
Yeah.
Are you gonna get shunned for having an 85? Are they gonna see you drive up and be like,
don't
"Ew, the
I remember my first-
85er"?
Yeah.
pretty much, yeah.
They would be like, oh, you're a guy who wants a Corvette but doesn't have Corvette money.
Yes. The only good thing about those is those do have the LS1 motor in them. That's the only thing good about those is it's the first years they started putting the LS1 motors in them.
But you can get an 80 for 5 more grand. It's not like it's that big of a difference in price.
No, it's not that big of a difference in price, but there's something I just don't like the look of the 85. It just, I don't know, doesn't do anything for me.
Doesn't give you a big old boner.
No, not even a twitch over here, just nothing. It's just sitting here, resting against my ball bag.
Have we come full circle?
We did. You can do a little with those.
Yeah. Now you pull up the 81, and I will get scraped to death by my zipper right now.
What's the difference between an 80 and an 81?
Not much.
Not much. It's just I was born in 81, so it's
Oh, so you want something to...
yeah. Look at that thing. Damn sexy looking cars.
Go buy one. Do it. Don't think. Just do.
You know how many times I've gotten in trouble by not thinking and just doing something?
No.
A lot.
I always just do. I don't think about anything. So, I get you there. I feel your pain. Container homes, the hell?
Those are becoming popular too. People putting together 2 or 3 containers and making a home.
It's cheap. Containers are
Containers are hella cheap, yeah.
$4,000 for a container, and you can sit there and cut it up and essentially build a house inside of
You
it.
can buy those homes off of freaking Amazon now that you just put together in like an hour.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they
like 20 grand.
They unfold out of the box.
What?
You've not seen those?
Not seen it? Yeah.
What is it? Amazon? What?
They sell pre-made homes.
Yeah, pre-made homes. You literally unfold them.
Yeah.
Amazon pre-made. Okay,
It's
that's
like
higher than Mills.
It's like a mobile home. Like it raises up and the walls slide out, and you kind of just set it there.
You have to put a concrete slab down first
Yeah.
and put all the electricity and plumbing in, and then you just sit it on top of it.
You can't just squat somewhere and just park it.
Bruh. Someone bought one.
A lot of people have.
1-star review. Bad.
So I wouldn't buy it for a home, but if you were to buy like property,
Arrived broken. Be like, well, that's not their fault.
It's collapsed. Oh, maybe they didn't read the instructions. I don't know. I don't believe
they were
they
like
actually-
you. Oh, I'll figure it out.
You know, I wish this was like a Steam, where it had like a verified purchase. How do I know this guy actually bought it? He's just not spin shit out of his ass. That's what I don't like about Amazon. Sorry, this item cannot be shipped to your selected address. Sure it can't.
Yeah, your HOA would throw a conniption fit if that was in the driveway.
I don't think it would fit in the driveway. The box is like 30 feet long.
All right, well,
So if you were to buy property up at like Duck Creek, you could just toss one of those on there if you leveled it out.
been trying to buy a property up at Duck Creek, but you know.
Yeah, the land alone is like 150 still.
Well, it came down to like 80, but that's
still a
far
lot.
from when it was like 16, like, 8 years ago.
Yeah.
I'm too poor for that. As a poor man.
That's a luxury portable home, too. I swear to God, they have cheaper ones.
They do.
Like, what's cheaper?
I swear, one of the ones I saw was like 22 grand.
Yep.
And it was like a very
It was
basic-
a single story.
Well,
Yeah,
no,
it was
I
like
saw
just
some
one
cheaper
wide
ones, but
one.
those were all they were much smaller, and I kind of was like,
Yeah, it was like a studio apartment.
yeah, where to go? Here you go, $29,000. It's like
Yeah.
a little
Those-
shed.
That one, yeah.
That's like 2 containers. I feel like I could just buy 2 containers and then just get my welding torch or blowtorch and just start making holes.
But it was funny because you seen the guy who bought it. He bought land. He just bought it, and they just folded out the walls, and just folded up the glass doors, and just put in new windows, and they clicked right in, and everything.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous.
That's
Go buy a big piece of land out in Pahrump and toss one of those on it. I don't know how well it'd be in the summertime in that thing. I don't know how well.
The problem with that would be you're living in Pahrump.
Yeah.
That would be the problem.
But
Not just distance wise.
Property's cheap in Pahrump.
Yeah, it's cheap out there. You've seen the clientele out there too
Yeah.
as well. Yeah, it's
I'll move out to Mesquite then. You can buy like 20 acres of land for like $8,000 out there. But you're in Mesquite.
could do that in
I would-
Arizona
I
too.
would rather be in Mesquite than Pahrump.
Yeah. Because you can buy the water out there for dirt cheap.
Where, Mesquite?
Yeah. Because of that river that runs through there.
There's a river that runs through Mesquite.
Yep.
I wonder if they ever forgave us for that phone line issue.
Oh, the 911. Yeah, the one that made the news. Yeah,
Yeah, that one.
yeah. I'm sure they did. I know.
I'm so
remember.
glad I wasn't in town that day.
I
So
was.
glad.
I'm glad it wasn't my fault.
Oh,
That's
I'm
all
so
I
glad
cared
it was
about.
my fault either. Whew, that was a big one.
That was Jay's fault.
I,
It was Jay's fault.
It was Jay's fault.
I remember calling you, no answer. I remember calling Harold, no answer. And I'm like, well, fuck all these guys. They don't fuck them. I'll just figure this shit out myself. And then finally did get a hold of Harold. He's like, yeah, buddy, it's not a good time right now.
Oh yeah.
And then you called me back and you told me, and I was like, ooh, maybe I'll just stay down here.
Yeah, that was.
I was like, maybe Bullhead's not that bad. I'll just stay down here for the day.
Oh, were you in Bullhead?
Yeah, I was in Bullhead that day.
Oh, Bullhead. Fuck Bullhead. That's where I got my side by side from with Bullhead. Nice old man.
Yeah,
You
I
can
just stayed
buy
down
pretty
there.
cheap
And
in Bullhead too. You can buy in Bullhead pretty cheap too.
again, you'd be in Bullhead.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's always the problem. You can buy a lot of places cheap, but then you would be in that place.
Yeah. Like Laughlin's not terrible. There's some good areas of Laughlin, but as soon as you cross that Colorado, man, you can just.
So it can't be bad at Searchlight.
Bro, Searchlight is like a speck on the world.
Yeah.
That's where like everybody who's wanted by the FBI ends up.
I heard when me and my
Is it?
wife, we went down to Laughlin last year, and I was like, oh, you've never been to Searchlight, have you? And she's like, no. I was like, keep your eyes open. Don't blink, because you'll miss
Don't
it when we
blink.
drive right through this motherfucker.
How do you miss it? You have to go from like 60 miles an hour to
To
like
like
20.
20. And they don't
There's
even give you
always
much
a cop
distance to do
sitting
that. It's like, you gotta jam on your brakes and
Yeah, it's like what was it? It goes from 65
to 45.
to 45.
It goes from
35.
75.
Oh yeah, 75 to
To, like,
55 to
No,
45.
It goes
No, to
75 to 45, and then straight to 25.
Yeah.
Yeah, all within like a 400-foot span.
Yeah, it's a sharp drop.
And it's like
From both directions.
Yeah. And I mean, you better keep it on 25 because there's cops everywhere.
There's always a statey sitting in that
Yeah.
that McDonald's drive-through, sitting there waiting. The one place they have in the honey place across the street.
yeah, I'm surprised that place even still exists. These little small towns, I feel like they should just like
I don't know
wipe
what the
them
fuck.
off the
What
map.
do they do? Like, where are all those people work? They have to go all the way down to Laughlin to work.
They probably go to Laughlin. They
we
probably
probably
just,
either go to Laughlin or
Or they all
come
work
up
at the
to
McDonald's.
what I found is there's a substantial amount of the population that would love to just live in a small town and never have to deal with anybody.
Nope, I would not want to do that. It
Yeah, that's not a
fucking
me
blows.
thing, but there's a lot of people who just want land, middle of nowhere, no one around, or like two neighbors that like don't just be in the middle of nowhere.
That's everybody in New Hampshire, Vermont,
That
Maine,
sounds awful.
Wyoming,
Yeah, yeah, that's not a me thing. But
parts of Utah, northern Nevada,
yeah, Utah's like that too. Nevada, yeah.
Colorado's a lot like that. Montana, North and South Dakota.
Yeah, I guess it's just how you're raised. I grew up with like nothing, like nearest person 20-some miles away.
Parts of Mississippi,
But-
North Carolina, South Carolina.
Fuck that. I'll never go back to that lifestyle. I want if I can't get it to my door that same fucking day, I don't want to live there.
Virginia, the hills have eyes.
Yeah, fuck Virginia. dude.
Michigan,
I won't do Virginia for other reasons. Michigan. It's too cold.
it's fucking freezing. They get in the negatives.
Yeah, I'm done. Jersey used to get into negatives. I'm not about that negative life.
Nope.
See, Jersey gets down to like 8 below.
Yeah,
Like-
that's too cold.
That place hits like 30 to 40 below.
Yeah,
That's way too cold.
that's way too cold. That's like freeze your nuts off cold.
The people who live in Alaska, that's some like way up there in northern Alaska.
Yeah, but they get less sun, right?
They get 24 hours of sun and 24 hours of darkness, depending on the time of year.
Yeah,
I've
it's
met-
like
I've
6
met
months
people
on.
that
Like,
live up there, and they are fucking. That will fuck you up mentally.
No, I get it.
Yeah.
Have you ever been to Canada?
No.
I went to Canada, and it was like 10 fucking o'clock, and the sun was out. It was like 10:30, and I'm like, what?
it's because the position where you're on the plane.
Why is the sun going down so late? This is how it. Like, yeah, this is about this time of year.
You,
I'm like,
you were on the, like near Seattle area, huh?
I was in Calgary.
Yeah, it's up by Seattle,
Yeah,
just north of Seattle.
like pretty far
Vancouver.
north of Seattle,
Yeah,
I think. But yeah,
Well,
it's
Seattle is like a 2-hour, 3-hour drive from the
Yeah.
fucking Canadian border.
But you're on that side, the
Yeah.
northwest part of it.
yeah. So yeah, it's
so
pretty
you're-
far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, just to think about it being like 10 o'clock and it's still being light out, it's just messes with your mind when you're used to like as late as you'll get is like maybe eight something here, and then all of a sudden it's
summertime
like,
we get like 9ish.
do we?
No, not 9.
I mean, I'm old man.
Eight?
It's usually
So-
8,
Yeah.
10 maybe. But remember, well, we probably could get later. We have mountains.
Yeah, we have mountains.
It
Yeah.
disappears behind the mountains. If it was just like flat, maybe like 8:30. But yeah, 10. You're like getting ready to go out and party, and it's like freaking light out. You're like, what the hell's happening right now?
Well, that's why I liked about going up to Whistler, because you could snowboard pretty late there.
We should go on a ski trip. A lot of things we need to do. You guys need to stop being bums.
But I used to go. I used to go to Niagara
I don't
Falls.
want to go
area.
skiing.
God, you don't want to do it.
Yeah, I have broken my tailbone enough times that I don't ever want to do it again. It hurts.
So get coordination.
No, I would not gonna slip and fall and bust my ass anymore. Because it's now it's going through scar tissue. It hurts even worse.
Let's go to the Yukon.
What's there?
Nothing.
I don't know.
Absolutely nothing.
Exactly. Nothing.
We'll do it. We'll just do a survival.
Nope.
Did you ever look at Russia?
No,
like
you
those-
can do a survival. This was something you said. I never made the claim that you could drop me anywhere and I'll survive.
I
off
never
the
made
land.
the claim I could drop anywhere. You said you would drop me somewhere.
Yeah,
and that was
because
you.
were like, "Oh, I'll survive anywhere in the world you put me in." And I was like, "I don't think so, Robbie. I think you'd be crying uncle in a day."
No, if there's this wooded area, yeah, I'd be fine. Maybe if you threw me in like a desert, I'd be like, well, that's the end of that. Because I'm not familiar with how to survive in the desert. Even though we live in a desert, but no one ever trained you. If you ever like are in the middle of the desert, how to like survive out here.
I don't know, Joe. They teach you in the Marines how to survive
they
in the
did.
Middle East.
Yep.
Yeah, but I wasn't
See?
in the Marines. I was in fucking
Well, the way you were
Scouts.
talking about the Scouts, it was damn near the Marines. That's
No.
Joe. Was he not
Close.
acting like he was a fucking Green Beret?
What the fuck? Bro, get out of here
Dude,
with
no,
that.
shut up with that.
He was talking about how he could take on Rambo.
Exactly, dude. That's the way you was talking. You made the Scouts
He was like
sound like
Arnold Schwarzenegger from Predator.
Yeah. You
All right,
made
you
the
guys are
Scouts
just
sound
going
like you
crazy
were
right
just this
now.
fucking one-man killing machine, and just you would. That's the way you made it sound.
That is not.
You could drop me off in Vietnam, I'll be fine.
You're like, I damn near became the Ultra Eagle Scout, and I could survive anywhere you put me. And I was like, man, Joe's a Marine. I know they taught him survival skills. Like, I don't think they
Fucking
teach
survival
Weevillos
training
survival
sucks.
skills.
They teach survival skills in Scouts.
No, not at the lower levels. You're just basically doing the Pinewood Derby. That's all you're doing.
Yeah, but I was.
They teach you how to make a fire, that's about it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't remember what I was now, but we had verified. I verified with my.
Well, yeah, you verify with your mom. But again, the way you made it sound was that you were special forces, elite trained. You could survive anywhere, any
I think your
situation.
memory is a little off on this.
I don't think it is at all, man.
I think you were projecting that onto
Joe,
me.
back me up, man.
Oh, there's no way I was saying I'm special forces. I said I could survive.
I never said you. You said you were special forces. You were acting like you were.
Oh, I was acting
were
like
acting
I
like-
had the skills to survive in the wilderness like
Yeah.
a normal human being.
And I was like, yeah, man, I don't think the Scouts is quite that intense as what, the military goes through. But you were like, no, I could survive. I could survive. And I was like, all right, dude, we'll plunk you down in the middle of somewhere and just leave you to your devices. And I don't think you would last
I
that
don't think
long.
this is the full conversation.
Joe,
That's about right.
You guys are pulling shit out of your ass right now.
I advise anybody who's watching this to go back to our first few episodes where we had this horseshit conversation.
Bro, that
That
was
was
like
like
episode 10.
Maybe. It wasn't the first.
It was,
It was in the
couple,
first
yeah.
couple, or we were in single digits, I think.
I think we were still in single digits.
I think we're like 10 or 11. It's not in the title either, so I have no clue which episode it
I
is.
don't know.
No.
I'd have to go through like text messages or something and cross-reference with.
You could probably go through a bunch of the shorts. You'd probably find it quicker that way.
No, I didn't put that in any shorts because it wasn't funny.
I think I did. I put something in there like that.
Did you?
Yeah, I'd have to look.
All right. Well,
Parts of Canada are cool, though. I've been wanting to go.
what?
Canada. I've always wanted to go to that section a little bit more besides just Whistler. Because Whistler's a cool little ski town, but
Okay.
there's a lot more on that side.
They got titty clubs there?
Yes.
Good. I hear Canadian titty clubs are great. Especially in like Toronto, Montreal.
That's over this side, though.
Yeah, I know. I don't want.
See, I've always wanted to go to Montreal because I think Montreal is that place where it gets so cold that they have a whole city underground because no one can walk above ground during the wintertime because it's too cold.
Those are called bums, and they infest the storm drains.
No,
we have them here too.
It's not. No. They put like all the stores and stuff are like underground.
I was like, you don't got to cross the border to go see bums and storm drains. We got them here.
Is that Montreal that they did that and they put the whole city underground or parts of it underground because the winter's so cold? Look it up. Use the computer.
Bro, I have no clue. That's not a question. That's not anything I've ever asked myself. What would that even be? How I would ask that? Underground
what Canadian city has
cities in Canada?
Yeah.
Oh no.
They have underground sidewalks and everything because it's so cold.
Montreal, maybe. Montreal's best underground city tickets. So
it is Montreal.
Yeah, we'll say Montreal is the underground city. Is it like really a city, or is it just 2 levels of like a mall or some shit?
No, it's like all their sidewalks and kind of like our railroad system, but yeah, like
I don't know. That looks like a mall. That looks like an airport. And that looks like a subway station.
That looks like it's above ground. Well, that's some shit. Huh. Okay, well, learn something new every day. There's an underground city in Montreal.
you need to read more there, Robbie. So you need to look at the
Yeah, but what would this information ever
know.
do for me?
I don't know. See, if you want to see something cool, you have to go to Romania and you have to go to the amusement park that's in the underground salt mines. Did you know about that?
Bro, I know nothing about Romania but the name.
Are you a ferret? What you dealing wanting to go underground? Like, what the heck? Let's go to all these underground cities. I just want to burrow.
He's thinking of end of days where he can go live out his life with the least amount
It's an
of...
underground amusement park in a salt mine. Like a full-on amusement park.
So in other words, it's going to collapse on you one day?
Maybe.
That doesn't sound too appealing. Oh well. We got through 0 topics on our board.
And here you were worried about topics.
Yeah.
Here you were fucking busting our balls. Come on, guys. Don't you think during the week? And I was like, I try not to.
Yeah, we found that out.
My job leaves me with a lot of time to just sit there and think of nothing. Or daydream about titties.
What's this about the wife wanting to murder you?
No, women watch murder shows.
We'll watch murder shows. We'll save that for the next one because we are
we at that time?
Oh, bro, we're well past our time.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, the murder shows, that could take all day.
It could take all day.
I mean, I think they're plotting.
Every single one of them?
Most of them.
All right.
The ex-wife used to watch them all the time, too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, we'll commit to that. We'll commit to that as our start of the next show.
We'll highlight that one.
Yeah.
and then we'll ask, why do bitches be tripping?
Yeah, murder shows.
And why bitches are always tripping. Trifling ass bitches.
What am I gonna do with you? All right, Joe. Send us out.
Follow us on all major social media. And listen to us on all major podcasts.
What?
Yeah. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter,
Okay.
Spotify, YouTube. You can follow us. We're on there.
Sure we are.
I did. I literally just posted a bunch today.
Did you?
Yeah. I
Wait.
posted you doing a bunch of nothing over here.
Oh, that sounds about right. I never do anything. I am the laziest of us all. What he said, like, subscribe,
Yeah, definitely hit the like
thumbs
button.
up,
Comment.
Comments
thumbs
help more than
down.
anything.
Actually, it doesn't matter what we get.
Well, comments help more than anything.
I don't think anything helps.
No, it does.
I think interaction period helps.
Well, that's
Any
what drives
interaction,
interaction is
Comments.
comments.
Well, we've only gotten 2, and I responded to both of them, so
Yes.
I don't mean it.
Well, then tell them to get their friends on board. Like, damn.
Yeah, our conversations aren't really. I don't even know who our audience is. Like, what would our audience even be?
Mm-hmm.
This is a jumble of
Nothing.
fucking people, and we don't have any clear goals with our topics.
Ever.
So I can't imagine, unless it's just someone who wants some mindless yabbering. Which
Yeah,
I'm sure there are people out there.
We teach nothing.
Yeah, we teach nothing. We learn nothing. We don't check anything. We just blurt shit out of our mouths and call it good.
Well, we're not the only ones that do that. There's a whole podcast where these guys just put up freaking videos and they just make fun of videos the entire time. That's all they do.
Sounds boring.
They have hundreds of viewers.
Yeah, but that's the
The viewers are in the dozens, I tell you.
that's a thing though, where people just comment on other people's videos. Like that's like their whole shtick. They put their face up, they play the video, then they just comment and make fun of or whatever the fuck they do.
They sit in like a panel and they put up the videos and they just make fun of them.
So they're like Rob.
Ripping off Mystery Science Theater 3000.
Yeah,
basically.
Mystery Science or Rob. What's that Rob? Rob, what's his last name? Whatever Vic. Dervick, Rob. The Ridiculousness guy.
Oh, Rob Deirdre?
Yeah. Like his show, he just plays videos and there's like 4 people just making fun of their videos.
Basically, but they do it on the podcast
form.
Which makes no sense because you can't even watch it to see what they're making fun of.
They have to have videos
They
somewhere.
do have videos, but they do it in the podcast form too. So if you're a podcast listener, you have no clue what the fuck they're looking at.
Do they explain what they're looking at? So they're like us. We just don't give any explanation of what the fuck's going on.
Yeah.
Well, in the future, when someone's looking for something and they stumble across our 100 or so episodes before we give up on this, and they're
To be in
like,
an archive somewhere.
I know, they're gonna be like, how did no one ever find this jewel? All right. Well, thanks for watching. Enjoy your week. We'll see you next week. Take it easy.